Hey, you need to get out of that what if mentality with everything for a lot of different reasons, you know? That shit's killing your drive. That shit's killing your energy, honestly, because the more you keep thinking about, oh, what if this, what if that, no matter what it is, right? Could be women or men, could be business, could be family stuff, could be job related stuff, or whatever. You're wasting energy on those thoughts, one. And two, it's killing your drive for your goals, your true goals that you're going for. And I'll explain. But the first point I do want to make is just like, what if is kind of, not kind of, it's a safety net. That what if mentality is a safety net for failure. How? Well, a lot of people in life, you probably have heard this before too. Oh, that's awesome that you're doing this, but make sure you have a plan B. Make sure you're set up just in case that doesn't go through. And unfortunately, sometimes these things are actually put in our brains from our parents and that type of stuff. But it's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. There's no what if, dog. We are literally the creators of our own reality. We create our own reality. We decide what the fuck we want to do, how we want to do it, where we want to go. We have control on all of that. The things that we don't control are, one, other people and their decisions and actions. Two, just the universe itself. You know what I mean? We can't control that shit. But what we can control is, one, how we react to those things, and two, how we, well, I guess react. I guess I'm kind of gonna say the same thing, but just fucking listen anyways, please. We can choose how we react to other people's actions, and two, we can just choose what we desire to create and fucking create it. Nobody is in our brain telling us, or not, there's no external people that are telling us or making us do things. We always have choices to do what we want. If somebody's opinion might influence your decision, but that's your fault. That's not their fault. That's your fault for listening and taking it into consideration. If it was a bad opinion or advice that didn't resonate with you. So, that being said, stop the what ifs. Fuck the what ifs, dog. Fuck them. Throw that shit out the window. Throw what if out the fucking window. Just take it out of your vocabulary. Alright? You can use the words, you feel me? Just not to get there. You know what I'm saying? Just don't use them like that. It's a safety net. It allows you to be okay with, hey, if this, you know what it is? Sorry, this might be a better way to explain it. It relinquishes your power of control in the situation. If you're blaming or saying, what if this happens, you're essentially putting power in the hands of something else and not you. But if you're like, hey, I can make this fucking happen, there's no what ifs. I can make it happen. It might not go my way the first time. Might not go my way the second time. It might not even go my way the third time. But if you keep pushing and trying different things and learning from those mistakes, you will go through those cracks. River doesn't stop on fucking rocks. It's not like the river's flowing, there's like a little rock right here, and it's like all this space, and the river just, can't go anymore, there's a fucking rock. Doesn't work like that. Feel me? The river flows around the rock. The rock is still there. It's still an obstacle, but the river continues to flow to its final destination, wherever it might be. Be the fucking river. Think about life like this. We're in the river of our own lives and just the universe in general. Flow with life. Not saying don't bust your ass and you will get pushback, but you need to know how to maneuver around that pushback instead of letting it stop you in your tracks of where you're trying to go to. So that's the first point. Just don't think of a what if. Just always think and know you can make this happen and achieve this goal because, one, you have the power, and two, even if you don't, if you hit a barricade, there's always a way around it. You don't have the... I haven't even read this book, but the book Think and Grow Rich, y'all probably heard this shit before by a lot of other fucking YouTubers of self-growth and improvement. And I do a bunch of different shit, so I'm not labeled into just that. But there's just a little story in there. I forget the guy's name. Doesn't fucking matter. No disrespect to you, Doug. But he was mining for gold in a certain area. And he stopped. And he was literally a foot away from gold. They were mining for like a year or drilling for a year, whatever it might have been. And they were like, oh, we still haven't hit anything. We're just wasting resources, yada, yada. They stopped. Literally, somebody came in behind this guy and just dug just a little bit and found all that gold that the guy was looking for. You feel me? Life is more of a mental battle than a physical. You know what I'm saying? If you accept defeat, you will be defeated and somebody else will take that victory. But if you don't accept defeat and you're like, okay, I might have fallen on my ass, but I'm going to get back up and I'm going to keep pushing forward because you have that mental drive and that drive in your heart to keep going. You're going to get to where you want to get to, dog. There's smarter ways to go about it. There's ways to make your life easier to go about it. But at the end of the day, as long as you do keep pushing and really are dedicated towards that goal, you're going to get there. You're in control of everything in your life. Everything that goes wrong, everything that goes right, you are in control. Now, like I said, other people's realities, other people's situations, you're not in control of. They are. But you choose how you react to that. So just remember that. So I wrote down these prompts. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to... I can go on a tangent sometimes. So I guess this does resonate. I kind of did already touch on this point, but don't think what if, think how can you do it. You know what I mean? If you say something can't be done, y'all probably heard this before too. Take two people, right? One person says they can do something, the other person says they can't. They're both right. Because we paint our reality with our belief and how we believe and see ourselves. If we think we're a dumbass, even if you don't mean it and you're calling yourself, oh, I'm such a dumbass, you're going to act like a dumbass. Our subconscious does not know if we're joking or not. The universe doesn't know if we're joking or not. Those words are powerful. And the more we feed our brain that and that self-belief of that negativity, we will act like a dumbass. You'll be doing dumbass shit and then you'll be like, oh, I just spent 10 grand on this? Of course I did. I'm a dumbass. Bro. Fuck, what? You're not a dumbass unless you say you are. You're not a genius unless you say you are. And I'm not saying being egotistical. I'm not telling y'all to, like, walk around and be like, I'm the fucking smartest man on the planet. Like, bro, like, nah, don't be a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a dickhead, but just subconsciously feed yourself affirmations of what you desire to be and where you want to get to, and you'll get there. And your subconscious will slowly start downloading that type of energy and frequency, and it'll help implementing action when you first start doing this, but regardless, over time, as you continue doing this, regardless, you're still reprogramming your brain, and you will naturally just want to do these things. So if you're saying, I'm the best basketball player in the world, I'm the best basketball player in the world, I'm the best basketball player in the world, there'll be a point when you'll be like, bro, if I'm the best basketball player in the world, why am I not training right now? Why am I not doing the strength and conditioning that Kobe did, that LeBron does, that his kid even does? You know what I mean? You're going to be like, fuck, man. If I'm the best, let me do that shit. Let me outwork them. Let me show that I'm the best. Because if you don't do that, you keep telling yourself that, you're just shitting on yourself, pretty much. You're setting yourself up for failure. But it's going to eat at you enough, and you'll be like, fuck that shit. I'm going for this shit. I'm grinding now, and it's grind time. And this will be another topic too, but that's where consistency comes in. You might not feel 100% every time you're training, every time you're working on your business, every time you're doing your art. But as long as you keep doing it, dog, you're sharpening those fucking skills like a knife, dog. Everything. Even when you want to break it down to, like, specifically shooting on your jump shot. One day you're just shooting your jump shot. You're sharpening that fucking skill. Next day you're doing layups. Sharpening your layup skill, dog. Might not always feel like it, but the more you do it, your knives and your tools are getting sharper and sharper and sharper. And that goes with business too. You're learning about marketing. The more you learn about marketing and try and implement it, you might not be great at it at first, but you'll learn and grow with the process. And I will say this too, like, experience is probably the best teacher, but it doesn't hurt to consume a lot of knowledge ahead of time so you at least know, oh fuck, excuse me, you know what it should look like, what this success looks like, how a professional jump shot looks like, and how easily they do it or their form. You can try and implement that form, but if you don't even try to implement it, how are you sharpening your shit, dog? Like, everybody's different, but you can take a knowledge from a lot of different people and implement it into your own thing. I kind of went off topic, but I think this shit still all, like, it all merges together. It's all, fuck, dude. What's the fucking word? I do this shit sometimes. It's all relevant. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. It's all relevant to each other. But seriously, bro, stop saying what if. I'll go into this too, just a little bit too, like, I kind of talked about, like, the what if for your goals and stuff. Like, what if you don't get to where you want to get to? Fuck that shit. Hop in that frequency, put in that work, stay consistent, and have it in your mind, I'm gonna make this work one way or fuck another. Fuck plan B, fuck plan Z, fuck plan F, whatever it might be, dog. Throw it out the window. Lock in. Focus. See, success leaves clues. Read it, success, and just all the other people that are successful in the field that you're doing. Study them, learn them, and then implement that in your own way. And like I said, shit won't always be smooth. You won't always feel like you want to do this every day. But if you do it every day, you're going to get better one way or another. So just keep that in mind. But point two, like, if you're man or woman, I mean, I think this specifically when we talk about is maybe a little more towards men, only because usually men are the ones that go to approach women and shit like that. But if you're like, what if she shuts me down? And women too, I'm not saying, hey, ladies out there, you queens out there, if y'all listening too, I'm not shutting y'all down. Y'all deserve men that got balls enough to talk to you, all right? That's all I'm saying. But if y'all the type of lady to go up to a man too, like, just, if this resonates with you, I listen as well. You feel me? That's all I'm trying to say. But if you go up to whoever it might be, and you're scared that, what if they reject me? What if I'm this? What if I'm that? That's out of a fear of somebody else's actions. You're not in control of their actions. You're not in control of their actions. You're not. You're wasting a lot of energy on potential possibilities. Potential that's not even happened yet. You haven't even fucking walked over to the person to talk to them. You haven't even done that. And you're thinking of all these, what if this, what if that? Bro, it's not your job to what if. It's not. Your job, if what you really want is just to, like, I don't know, get the social, get the number, ask them out on a date, whatever the situation might be. Your job is to just fucking do that. Your job isn't to tell yourself, oh, reject yourself. And I heard this from somebody else. I'm not going to take credit. Hamza Advance, I think that's his YouTube. Check him out. He's pretty fucking fire. But he said it's not your job to reject yourself. It's that person's job to reject you. And I'm not saying, like, you're going to get rejected, but if you just take a step back and think about that, like, you're stressing about something that's not even your job to do. You don't decide if they should have you or not, or if you're deserving for them or not. You don't decide that. You decide if you deserve love. You decide if you deserve somebody that's meant for you or equal to you. You decide. Sorry, I'm tongue twisting my shit right now. You decide what you want to do, bro. You decide what type of shit you want to do. And sometimes shit might feel risky. And you know what? You won't get anywhere in life without risk, no matter what. Business is scary. If you know what I'm saying, you weren't the best looking when you were younger. That confidence might not be there. So that's something to work on too. But everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves Everybody deserves love. But you need to know, though, that I kind of got off track, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all get what I'm saying, though. Like, it's just the what ifs. It's a waste of energy. It's that voice in your head that's telling you you're not good enough, or trying to, or scared that you're not. You, like I said, bro, you decide what you're worth. If you think that you're not worth this, or you're not worth love, you won't be, dog. You won't. Just because that's your belief, like I said earlier. Maybe I think I did. We paint our world with our belief in self. So if we're always thinking we don't deserve love, we don't deserve this and that, you might find somebody. That person ain't gonna love you, dog. not you for you, not truly. They might love you for some other stuff, or it might be lust, or it might be something else, or whatever. They just want attention. Whatever. But if you know in your heart that you deserve love, dog, and you're in that frequency of I know I deserve love. I'm deserving of love. I'm deserving of wealth and abundance. I'm deserving of success. Like, it doesn't have to just be that. I was just giving an example. You will be deserving of that. Just make sure you're putting in the work for yourself to be deserving of that, or pretty much showing the universe you're deserving of that. Meaning, like, for love, for example, how are you going to be deserving of love if you don't even love yourself? The frequencies don't align. You want to be up here, but your actions are showing your frequencies down here. Once you start slowly building yourself up and asking yourself, what does self-love mean? What does loving myself mean? What does this and that mean? And actually start implementing that action towards yourself, and cutting out the bullshit habits, and cutting out toxic people that aren't good in your life, and standing up for yourself and respecting yourself, and not fucking being lustful in a lot of different ways, because lust can be, y'all know, you can be lustful in a lot of different ways, but that's not love, dog. That's dopamine. That's ego shit. You need to understand that ego is not your spirit. But going back to the what if, all right? What if you were successful, huh? You ever think those thoughts in your mind? Like I said, fuck the what if. You command your reality, but just trying to have you think a little differently. What if she says yes? Or he says yes? What if you get that call and you got $100,000 contract or $1 million contract instead of getting shut down, huh? What if that? Why don't y'all think that? We're so programmed to think the worst possible scenario, so it'll be easier to just not do it because we're scared of doing it. Or we just have a low self-image of ourselves. So I was just trying to articulate the words. What if you're destined for greatness? What if you're destined to being the richest person in the world? What if you're destined for the best basketball player in the world? Huh? Best swimmer. Best fucking car driver. Whatever it might be. What if? You decide what if. You are essentially God in your own life, if that makes sense. Some people might not understand what I'm saying, but if you don't understand, cool. It ain't for you. But we all have that God energy within us, real shit. Everything is God. There is external sources of God, but all of that is within his body too. You know what I mean? And we can tap into that shit and bring that God energy into us to manifest a reality and create the reality we fucking want. So, just start thinking like that. Throw what if out of your fucking mind. If you're gonna take anything from this video, throw what if out of your mind. Throw it out of your fucking mind, your vocabulary. Alright? About the relationship thing, you really want somebody that loves you for you, bro? Show yourself that you deserve love by giving it to yourself. And that's discipline. That's self-care. That's doing the things you're telling yourself you're going to do and actually doing them instead of putting them off. That's like I said, being disciplined can be a lot of things. Discipline can be consistency, cutting out bad habits, not hopping onto bad habits when we want to, just because our body is adapted to that. So like when you get sad, a lot of people drink. When you get sad, a lot of people smoke. People smoke all the time, so they don't face their emotions. They don't have to think about reality and wherever they might be in or what they've experienced. Cut that shit out. Because you're neglecting your emotions, and you neglecting your emotions, you're not loving yourself. You know what I mean? Think about your... This might be hard for some people to grasp, but I'm just going to say it anyways. You have an ego, which is this physical body and brain that has experienced the things you've experienced in this life. And then we have our spirit body, which is within this entire being, right? This entire body, but it functions mainly from the brain. So when people astral project, they would talk about the third eye. It's because our spirit is kind of hooked up to the brain, if that makes sense. And you just got to look at yourself in two different ways. Like, when you put yourself down, when you compare yourself to somebody else and shit like that, that's your ego comparing. Just because it either, if you think you're trying to make yourself feel better or low, or you think you're less than somebody, or both. Sometimes you might think both in different situations. That's your ego. And you need to take a step back and be like, yo, stop comparing, dog. We're us. We're doing us. Let's keep doing us. You know? Like, oh, man. It's a long journey. It's not easy, but you can get there. It just takes work. But that being said, like, you know, I was bringing that point up because when we neglect our emotions, we're neglecting our ego. And our ego, think of your ego as like your inner child or your young self that has experienced all these fucked up situations. Even when you're in like elementary school, middle school, I still think we're still in our inner child to certain points in life. But the older we get, we kind of don't realize that it's still with us, if that makes sense. We're not as susceptible, or we're not as much as sponges in terms of like soaking up everything good or bad as we were when we were younger. But it takes the knowledge of separating ego from spirit. Spirit being you being 100% present in the present moment and in your spirit's reality, spirituality, right? And just knowing like, yo, chill out, ego. I love you, dog. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm neglecting you. Sorry, you've been a little neglected from me. But let's start working on the inner trauma. Let's start working on healing ourselves and stuff like that. And doing that will allow you to release some of this stuff, heal some of this stuff, acknowledge some of this stuff, and grow from it. Like, you'll experience something, and you'll try to be that same person or act like as everything was okay after that event have happened, whatever it might be. But you need to know that you're not the same person. You need to learn to become that new version of yourself and the new version of life you're living. We go through chapters in life just like a book. It's not a specific timeline. Shit just happens the way it happens. You know what I mean? You'll be with your first love for one chapter, then the next chapter, maybe you guys aren't meant to be, or maybe just right now you're not meant to be, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you have to learn to be with that new version of yourself. You learned all those things in a relationship. Now it's time for you to be alone. Grind, that winter arc that people like to say. And just work on yourself and focus on loving yourself and being comfortable being with yourself. You know what I mean? But once you start working on those things, you'll be more comfortable with yourself and in your body, and it'll allow you to have a lot more confidence in yourself. And having that confidence, you put that confidence into, I can do anything I fucking want. This fucking plan I have for this clothing brand, it's gonna work. I don't know specifically how, but it's gonna work because I'm gonna make it work, and I know I can. It just takes that level of self-belief. And this is the last thing I want to say, because this can be a whole another video too, but just think about everything as frequency. We literally attract our surroundings through frequency. Excuse me. Women, men, friends, family, wealth, not abundance, opposite of that. And I don't want to say poverty because I know people grow up in that and they don't really have control when they're born into it. You can, I do want to say this, you can change that, but I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not thinking that, oh, like, y'all get what I'm saying. But you can change your external reality and situations and just energy around you if you change your energy within. We're literally like fucking walking magnets. You are what you eat. People say that for a big reason too, because if you eat a bunch of bullshit and fat and negative energy, you'll be that. You won't feel healthy. You will feel inflamed. You'll feel slow, fat. You might start gaining weight too, depending on your metabolism, and it's not good for you. Even like a lot of people will start working out and shit, and they'll still be eating like shit, and they're like, I wonder why I'm not losing weight. Because you're eating like shit. No disrespect. Like, it's just some people aren't aware of this shit. You know what I mean? And that's also not respecting yourself too. I just want to say that. Treats here and there, okay. I'm not saying you got to be a fucking Nazi about shit, but just be aware of it. Like, we're humans on this earth for a reason. I think it's okay to indulge in things here and there. It's okay to drink once in a while. It's okay to smoke, you know what I mean, when your shit's all done. As long as you got your shit done. It's okay to indulge in video games, but if you're doing that all the time and you're not doing anything, dog, you're just fucking hurting yourself. So, yeah, I know I talked about a lot of shit. I know. It's a lot. But I think everything I said has some value. And you can take some value from at least something that I said today. But the main thing, just take what if out of your head and put in how can I. Okay, just switch those two things. Switch those two statements. Alright. Got more shit coming soon. Love you. Keep grinding. Keep being strong. If you're not grinding yet, start fucking grinding. Figure out what the fuck you want to do. You can do fucking anything in this world. In day and age, you can learn anything in this day and age. With your phone. Say you don't got a phone and you're watching this on a fucking computer on a fucking library, right? You can still learn shit on that computer since you're watching this video and you got access to the internet some way, right? But nowadays, dog, like, man, literally, like, fucking homeless people have fucking iPhones and shit. You feel me? Or Androids, at least. So, you got some access. Learn shit, dog. Figure out something you're interested in. Learn yourself more and learn what you want to do and figure out, how can I do this? How can I? And just enjoy the journey. This isn't my quote, just clarify. But practice doesn't make perfect. Practice is improvement. You can strive to be perfect. That will be a drive for you to keep going, but don't put yourself so down or put yourself too down if you're not achieving perfection. Just keep going. You got to keep sharpening those tools. You know what I mean? Everything we do, all the skills we learn, basketball, you know what I mean? Fucking martial arts, gardening, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Like, baking, like, sharpen those tools, sharpen those skills. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it, no matter what you fucking do. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been a producer. I know how to still make music, to clarify, but I've done that for a long time. Done martial arts. I'm doing martial arts. I've worked on a business. I'm working on a business. I fucking used to play basketball like a motherfucker when I was younger. I put in the work and I saw the results. All right. So I'm not doing some of those things now just because they don't resonate with me and my spirit. But just food for thought. You know what I mean? Sharpen those tools, whatever you want to do. And figure out how can you get to where you want to get to. And if you're sharpening one tool, not the other, delegate. Sharpen this tool this day, this one this day, this one that day. And just keep working. All right, but actually, I'm terrible at goodbyes. But this is for real. Love y'all. Seriously, you kings and queens. Keep grinding. All right. I'll see y'all soon. And namaste.